Here we have a late 70s, early 80s Peavey Mace. I haven't dated it. I guess I could try flowers. Anyway, it is the owner's baby. He loves this amp. And I explained to him and his son that while these can, in fact, be great amps for certain playing styles, it is a lot, potentially, of money to restore them, given how many capacitors need to be changed, and that it can, in fact, exceed the value of the amp if it were to be sold. And I suggested there are a lot of newer amps in that same price range, let's say $300 to $400 for worst case repair, that could give great results, like the Boss Katana, used Fender Deluxe reverb reissues potentially, et cetera, and to look into it before just greenlighting this. And they played a bunch of those amps, and he just didn't like the sounds. He especially likes the phaser built into this, and none of those amps did that sound. And if you've ever played a Peavey Mace, it does have a certain sound. It's got six L6s on the output, and a pretty damn good solid-state preamp. And if you love country or Skinnerd, it is certainly a formidable choice. But he approved the repair. So, looking into the amp, I'm not powering it on. It had a 10 amp fuse instead of correct 6 amp fuse. So he's lucky things didn't blow up. But that cap is leaking. That cap's got a little bit of something that might be a leak. And this cap is leaking pretty fiercely. Now, even the filter caps, which are not leaking, can be very, very bad. And you can see that the glue that's held into place over the years has broken, and these can have bad solder joints. So all these high voltage electrolytics are getting changed. Now, on these amps in the past, sometimes I've had to replace some of the low voltage electrolytics. Oftentimes, the voltage is so low on those that they last a lot longer. So I'm going to try to only replace the big bad boys. But if the amp at that point, when it's safe to operate, still has any issues, I may have to go back in there and do that. And I explained to the owner that it still has all the original output tubes, and it's possible that one or more of those may be bad. So after spending quite a bit of money to replace these filter caps, at which point the amp is safe to operate, there may be other issues that we can only discover at that point, because I cannot look, I don't have a magic wand. I can't go into a crystal ball. I won't be able to test these op amps until the power supply is good. I won't be able to test all these caps here and resistors, make sure they're all working until I can pass signal or apply voltages at some point. Now, technically, I could test every one of those caps. They're small. It's tougher to do in circuit. None of them look bad visibly. That doesn't mean everything or really anything, but it's the high voltage ones that I know need to be changed before this thing's even safe to power on.